Greetings, my brothers and sisters. And today's topic is Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve ate from the tree of lies. Adam and Eve ate from the fruit of lies. Adam and Eve did not consume an apple, a physical apple or fruit. Adam and Eve had consumed knowledge and wisdom from something other than God. And they consumed the fruit of lies. We're going to get into this. Genesis chapter 3. But we'll get into the Genesis chapter 3. But first, let's read Genesis chapter 2, verse 25. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed. Keep that in mind. They were both naked, and they were not ashamed until somebody told them that they were naked. Then they were ashamed. But that we're going to get into that later in the scriptures. Genesis chapter 3. We're going to start this off. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, have God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, Ye shall not eat. Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye shall die. So Eve, a lot of people say Eve did not know. Right here, she told the serpent that she knew. So how can people say that Eve did not know and God didn't inform her with the commandments? Obviously, she know because she told the serpent. God told them not to eat from that tree. Well, let's get back into this. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. For God knoweth that in the day that ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. So man fails time and time again, over and over again, thinking he can get knowledge on how to get God, on how to get his God state. Man always fails, thinking that he can become a God without God's instructions. And this is where Eve fell, because Eve was deceived, and she brought the knowledge to Adam that they would be like the gods if they ate from the knowledge that whoever told them, the serpent told them. And that's the knowledge and wisdom that she brought back to her husband, that they would become a god if they ate. This wisdom, this intellectual wisdom, mental words, advice from the serpent. This is what Eve told her husband. She brought back lies from the serpent. The fruit of lies. That's what her and her husband ate from. Genesis chapter 3, verse 5. For God doth know that in the day that ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. That was a lie. And that's the lies that Adam and Eve ate from. The fruit of lies, the fruit from the serpent. Because the tree didn't turn them into gods. So they ate from the tree of lies and the knowledge of good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. So Adam and Eve are both eating this wisdom and this knowledge from the serpent, that they will be gods if they take from the fruit of lies. If they listen to what the serpent is telling them, they're going to become gods. This is what Eve believed, and she brought this information back to her husband. Eve and Adam and Eve did not eat from a physical apple a physical fruit. Adam and Eve ate from the tree of lies. Let's get back into this. And the eyes of them were both open, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. In the beginning, they weren't ashamed that they were naked. Let's go back to Genesis chapter 2, verse 25. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed. See, the serpent told them that they were naked. They didn't know that they were naked. But the serpent was telling them information beyond what we know in this book. He was telling them whatever he was telling them, and he tricked them up enough to make them believe him. And he must have told them that they were naked, because before they were not ashamed that they were naked. They were naked, walking through the garden, and they were not ashamed of it until somebody brought the knowledge to them that they were naked and that they should dress themselves up. Let's get back into the Genesis chapter 3, verse 8. And they heard the voice of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord amongst the trees of the garden. And the Lord God called unto Adam and said unto him, Where art thou? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, and I hid myself. Genesis chapter 3, verse 11. And he said, Who told thee that thou was naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat? And man said, The woman whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat. Little Hajj, El, Shabazz. So my brothers and sisters, Adam and Eve did not eat fruit, an actual fruit. And Adam and Eve did not eat an actual apple. Adam and Eve ate the fruit of lies. Adam and Eve followed directions from somebody other than God. And that was Adam and Eve's biggest fall into temptation. Falling for the words of something other than God. Little Hajj, El, Shabazz.